The concept of the Great Mother was first introduced to me before I became a mom myself, although I realized that I've been connecting to her my entire life. She is the feminine aspect of God, and she has led me to a deeper, more meaningful, and more nourishing life. Connecting to her unconditional love has completely transformed my creative work. I was so happy to get to talk to Mare Cromwell about her book, The Great Mother Bible, and hear her connection with the Great Mother as well. Mare is the founder and director of the Great Mother Loveway nonprofit. She is an internationally known Great Mother mystic and high priestess, visionary, healer, and award-winning author who is committed to birthing the new earth.
I have been really affirming how I love my womb space. I love my womb heart because, I was getting downloads from Mother, God, how long ago? Was it 3 years ago now? On our womb heart
Mm-hmm.
and activating the womb heart and connecting with the creatrix and connecting with Mother Gaia and, the womb of creation and Mother Gaia's womb heart. And uh but most of my life, my energy's been high. Like it's hard for me to be here in my body. This planet has a lot of density, and I want to be up, like out
I
there
feel
where it's
that.
not so dense. Yeah, I think a lot
Same.
of us feel this. But
Mm-hmm.
I have been finding just in the past 2 days, really 2 days, that by just affirming, I love my womb space, I love my womb heart, it just brings me down into that sacred, sacred space, which is the source of our creativity. It's like the creatrix is housed right there within ourselves. And and I'm loving this because it's helping me be far more in my body and be grounded because the energies on the planet these days are intense, And on one hand, there are a lot of dense energies flying that are getting more dense, and then on the other hand, the energies are rising within a lot of multidimensional planes outside of the human drama trauma, and I'm feeling all of it. And so at least that's what I think. I'm pretty certain, and Mother's saying, yes, you are right now to me right now. Um, so I just have been affirming and anchoring in, I love my womb heart. Like even saying that makes me feel really peaceful and just,
Mm-hmm.
oh, yes.
Yeah. It's interesting. So the visual I got when I was working with the womb-based creativity, it's a triangle facing down, and it's creativity, movement, spirituality, kind of what the energetics that hold that triangle.
Mhm.
But I had a heart, and I have chills. I drew the heart. It was like the heart and triangle needed to be connected,
Oh, yeah.
and it was like that. I'm here to teach women or show them that journey from the heart into the womb.
Hmm.
And yeah, like really like marry them, connect them to each
Well,
other.
do you know very much about the womb heart?
I'm learning. I feel like I've learned from you before, but go on.
Oh, well, on my YouTube channel, there's a womb heart meditation because that's how I first connected with Emmy was I reached out to her and two or three other women, I think it was two other women, to do a womb heart series as part of the Thousand Goddesses Gathering. And
Mhm.
I was kind of floored that of the three women that reached out to, I felt like, oh my God, they go deep into womb healing. They're really deep. They've been working with lots of women, but none of them could speak to the womb heart. And so I'm like, after I'd done the three interviews, Mother's like, okay, now you need to do a video because they couldn't speak to it. And finally, Emmy, yeah, a year later said, I get it. I get it. She had learned about it, but like put it way back here and forgotten with some of the
Mhm.
studies she had done with some of her teachers. Uh,
Yeah.
but there's a meditation on my YouTube channel about connecting with our womb heart. So you're welcome to look for that if you want.
Okay, I'll even link it to the
That would
video.
be cool. That'd
Yeah.
be really cool. Yeah.
Um, what's interesting, when I was pregnant with my daughter, my firstborn, I did a retreat out at Ghost Ranch. And I
Oh,
remember the moment when we were doing a meditation together, and I felt like it was like this electric circuit went from my heart to my womb, and like this connection was made, and it was like put online. Um, and yeah, I've never lost that connection. It was like,
no, good for you. And then, like I had learned that we have a heart womb and the womb heart.
yes. Yes. Mm-hmm.
My sense is that this is really, really ancient knowledge that has been lost.
Mm-hmm.
It's still here within the etheric realms for people to tap into, or one
Yeah.
person to tap into it and then sharing it with others. Um, that's my sense. And I'm talking to Mother right now as I'm talking with you, and she's got a big smile on her face.
Yeah, no, it feels so good just to be connecting with you. You know,
Oh,
this connection I have with the Great Mother, it's been all my life, but I feel like she was formally introduced to me right before I gave birth to my first one. And I have two kids. And yeah, that connection with her has gotten me through everything. Like I look around at the other moms in my neighborhood and friends, and it's like, how do you not have this? Like, I want all women, all people to have this connection because it's
yeah.
everything, you know?
Yeah, it's huge. And we're
Yeah.
all meant to have this connection.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
It's
we
like,
all used to, our ancestors all did,
mm,
really. It's like we all had, like that was a message that Mother gave me in January 2013 about how she missed all of her beloved two-legged humans, as in us, being energetically connected with her, like spiritually connected with her,
mm,
straight from our root chakra, our energy body, straight to her heart.
mm,
And when she gave me that message, then she, guided me to create a meditation, which was actually a tweaking of a meditation from another spiritual teacher who I really credit him, Jim Self, with the bulk of the meditation. But then I tweaked it because he just talked about the earth. He didn't talk about Earth Mother and Mother's heart. He kind of doesn't have that mother thing going on in his work.
mm,
But our ancestors all used to have it.
yeah.
It's inherent in just, but this is what got lost over the thousands of years,
Yeah.
with the first foundational seeds of Western civilization.
Right. Well, then, so have I held this up yet? I don't know. This, I feel the need to hold this up.
There's actually a winner sticker that could be on there, but I didn't ever pay to have Amazon have the winner sticker on it. It's
Oh,
another sort of logistical cost I never went to do.
okay.
Yeah, it got a couple of awards.
Wow. Yeah, that's incredible. How about could you introduce the Great Mother? Um, and actually the
Yeah.
that you speak to. That was a huge thing for me. I've been learning as well.
Well, since I have written that book, a lot of things have been evolving within me and my cosmology. And uh, at this point, at this point, everything's talking to me. It's really humbling. Like it's just super humbling. Like the Dave of the mountain over there. And anyway, on and on and on. So when I started that book, which Mother told me I would needed to write, even though I balked at doing it because I'm like, I'm not the one to write a book with the title The Great Mother Bible.
Mhm.
That's way too big, but she's like, you're the one, you're the one. All you need to do is listen. So when the conversations first started in that early January of 2014, um, the Great Mother came in. And I just knew that she was different than Earth Mother and Mother Gaia because her voice was kind of different. Her frequency, her energy frequency was different. And she introduced herself as the Great Mother. And then she passed it on after a couple of days of communications with her. And each one of those communications is a chapter. Then she passed it on to Earth Mother, Mother Gaia. I call her Mother Gaia now. Um, and said that she would be speaking through Mother Gaia part of the time. So for a few years after putting that book out, I just saw the Great Mother, interpreted her to be the Great Mother of the cosmos, but I didn't really know who that was because it's such a huge concept, so to speak, and more than a concept, a reality. And so let me tune in for a second because a lot of things have been happening fast for me recently. Um,
Take your time.
oh wow. So then I started to connect with the creatrix, who I call the creatrix. And the creatrix holds the womb of creation. And like Ilarion Kurlyov, a really well-known Anungan elder or Alut, a lot of people know the word Alut. He's an Anungan elder. He talks about the womb of creation, the womb at the center of the universe. So for a long time, I thought it was the creatrix that was first talking to me as the Great Mother. And actually, as I tune into her right now, she's kind of winking at me. And then more recently, and this is getting super humbling, I have been connecting with Sophia, not Sophia, but Sophia,
Mm.
because there's so many different interpretations and definitions and cosmologies about Sophia
Hmm.
and Sophia, I guess. And so Sophia has been talking to me and told me she's the feminine face of God. And so when you were asking me, can I talk about the Great Mother, I was actually pausing for a moment to talk to Sophia. And she's saying to me right now, I am the Great Mother of our universe. And she's smiling a little bit. And actually, I can call her in for you to experience her frequency if you want.
Yes, please.
Yeah, all right, let's do this. She's like she wants me to do this. Oh, I am that I am, calling on Sophia, the feminine face of God, to bless us. Mm.
Hmm.
It'd be hard to do the rest of the interview now that
Right.
now that she's here.
She's here. It's like the
Yeah.
gratitude first for acknowledging her presence. I feel that.
What was that? Say that
I
again.
feel her gratitude for us acknowledging her presence.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And so she infuses everything in the universe. Um, and then Mother Gaia, who's our planetary caretaker, is our foremost mother here on Earth, you know. And
Hmm.
every planet, as I have learned, has its own planetary caretaker. And this is a distinctly powerful spiritual being who is assigned the role or volunteers to take on the role of being the caretaker of a planet. Like
Hmm.
Mars has one, Venus has one. As far out in the universe as you go, wherever there are planets, there are planetary caretakers.
Hmm.
Yeah.
When that was something that was a big shift for me because I've always connected to Gaia and that energy, which funny enough, that led me back to God and the goddess energy, of course, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But what's been difficult lately is when I connect to the Gaia energy, I feel all of the shifting that she's moving through. And it almost feels like energetically and physically, right? That the ground beneath us is shifting. And it's like I needed something bigger, like more expansive to ground
Mm,
into. And I was
mm,
working with a client and she was saying like, yeah, this there's the earth energy and then there's this bigger mother guy or great mother energy. And that was a really big shift for me of like, oh, I can work with this, I can support Gaia and be connected to this more expansive energy that's kind of holding us all, right? Like when you called her in, it just felt like we were being held.
yeah. Yeah. And not to get overly complicated, because it gets really complicated really fast.
Mhm.
You know who Michael Mead is?
Yeah, I don't know why I know that name, but I know that.
Yeah. Well, I interviewed him about a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, and he's just brilliant. He's just brilliant as a mythological sort of he's like a bard, like the Irish bards, storyteller. brilliant. Sources a lot of mythology in a very deep way, but he likens the mother, it's like Mother Gaia, and then the creatrix, and I don't quite have it all figured out because, it's actually beyond our human understanding to really understand it all until we pass over from everything I get. But he sees it as like the Russian dolls where there's a little tiny one, and
Mm,
then there's a little bigger one holding a little tiny one, and you just go out from there.
mm-hmm,
So, like, I work with a Divine Feminine Council that is within the construct, so to speak, of two councils that are the family of one in the universal realms. And so that's a really a significant council for me in my spiritual work. They're the council who have been guiding me very closely with the Thousand Goddesses Gathering, global grids
mm-hmm,
every year. Um, and so they're another group of divine feminine beings. And actually, Mother Gaia and the Virgin Mary sit on the family of one divine feminine council. And then there's a divine masculine council that they're all sacred union partners with each other.
mm,
You see, it gets complicated.
mm,
But the bottom line is, the mother, the divine feminine. And then for us here on earth, in a huge way, it's the imbalance that's been going on for too many centuries and the invoking and drawing in and embodying the divine feminine, healing the wounded feminine so that we can embody the goddess, we can embody the divine feminine. And then in supporting the men and guiding them and nudging them and encouraging them to heal their wounded masculine,
mm-hmm,
their toxic masculine, which we're seeing playing out big time in the news with certain
mm-hmm.
individuals, no names mentioned. But it's all like I refer to this as the time of the great healing.
Mm,
But it's more than the great healing. It's like the great awakening, like
yes,
healing into a whole new level of awakening into the new earth.
yes. Yeah, like can I read part of this? I wanted to bring this
I
up to
love it. Go for
okay.
it.
Good. This is on the first page. It's Mother's 13 Love Directives and Precepts. But the first one really got me because, this whole series is about writing and expressing yourself, being inspired by this energy. And it's got me the second I read it. It says, I, Earth Mother, gave the planet a song. Come to know you are part of this song as one of the vast web of life, no greater, no less. All that you do affects the song for better or worse. And I just love that. It's like our song feels like it's going to be elevated and more harmonious through this healing.
Mm, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. I love that you read that. How fun.
Yeah. You should see this book. I have like lines and drawings and bookmarks.
So
Uh,
cool.
and something else you talk about is the Christ consciousness.
Yeah.
Something that I come up against a lot when I talk about the Great Mother is people really, they're like, I don't know what this is, they don't see how she's connected to God and
The
this,
Virgin Mary is the version you find in Christianity. They would probably, I hope, relate to the Virgin Mary. I would
yeah.
hope.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, born and raised Catholic, I appreciate the space they had for Mary. And that was always the thing that really caught my attention when I was little.
Yeah, and they watered her down so much. She's so much more beyond words than what the Catholic Church taught us as kids or as even as adults.
Yeah.
But you wanted to ask about the Christ consciousness.
I guess those are two different questions. Yeah. Let's start with how would you say the Great Mother's energy is connected to the God energy that we're kind of brought up with, like the masculine? I mean, to me, it's like the masculine and the feminine, right?
Well, first of all, I would say that the God that we grew up with, and I
Hmm.
know you read that in the Great Mother Bible, that version of God is a total fiction. Most of it. The aspects of it that are fiction, and unfortunately a really damaging fiction, is the punishing aspect of God. Because the creator, great mystery source, use your term, is not a spiritual being in my cosmology, and I'm not the only one, who would punish us for what we do from our place of woundedness. That's not what God is about. Outside of the Judeo-Christian Abrahamic worldviews. Uh, so what was your question? What's the difference between God and goddess? God and
Or just
the Great
how the
Mother?
Great Mother is connected to that or fits in.
Oh, I had just heard on the spirit plane. We're really good buddies. Well, I mean, the universe is oneness, and there are some beings that are predominantly feminine and some are predominantly masculine within the universal realms, and some are androgynous and embody a oneness. And so this binary way of thinking that we were raised in is helpful to some degree,
Mhm.
but when Sophia has said to me, I'm the feminine face of God, and I've been connecting with her a lot over the past few weeks, I finally, just a few days ago, said, and it was guided. Actually, I did my best ceremony in the bathtub. So in the bathtub, I get the message. Okay, now connect with the masculine face of God.
Mhm.
So I went, okay, calling on the masculine face of God. And do you feel that energy as I'm saying that? It's a powerful energy, and yet it's more structured,
Mhm. Mhm.
slightly more grounding.
Yeah.
Instead of me floating off into the liminal loveliness of the divine feminine, which I love to do,
Mhm.
it anchors that and gives a structure. And from
Yeah.
that place, then I can balance both, merge both, and be more productive in my work and be
Mhm.
more grounded and solid in my body too. I mean, I'm on this journey. I'm still figuring all this out every day because every day it's like a little iteration shift.
Right. Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I agree. Okay, so now I feel like we could talk about the Christ consciousness.
Okay, sure.
I mean,
And I'll give you my lens on it. There are many, many different lenses.
yeah,
So,
yeah. What is
so,
that, or how do we channel that even, you know?
well, I can call in the Christ conscious right now if you want.
Sure. Yeah.
A lot of what we're talking about, I teach about and I share about in my year-long course, The Great Mother Love Way, just to put that out there.
Okay.
Um, okay. I am that I am calling on the Christ consciousness to please bless us.
Hmm. Yeah.
So I'm sure you notice it's a different frequency. It's a different spiritual frequency,
Hmm.
than the masculine face of God or Sophia
Yeah.
or Mother Gaia. And now that we've been calling in these beautiful ones, I'm kind of going, oh, okay, and I'll just sort of bask in their energy. And but
Right.
we're in the middle of an interview here.
That's
Um,
okay. There's room to bask.
Yeah, well, but not to have to. That would make for an interesting hour long. There's just silence for about half an hour,
Right.
which actually is not a bad idea because hopefully everyone who's going to be listening to this, watching this, well, not hopefully they will. They'll receive some frequencies.
Hmm.
There'll be energy coming through what is being taped here. And
Yeah.
that's the whole idea is um, I'm realizing that everywhere I go, I'm just activating people these days. It's like
Yeah.
my doctor this morning was in like the best mood by the time I left her office. I'm like, she's a really cool doctor. Um, so anyway, yeah, the Christed one or Christ consciousness, I certainly don't understand everything at all about, oh, interesting. Because when I invoked the Christed one,
Mm-hmm.
he started talking to me, he, she, it, because it's really beyond a gender.
Mm-hmm.
It was kind of cool. He's like, you're waking up. You're finally discovering who you are. He said, we've been waiting for you to wake up. Shift into it. I'm like, thank you. Um, yeah, the Cherokee teacher that I was with for 14 years used to say that the Christed one could heal hearts like no other.
Mm-hmm.
And then a Shoshone elder that I studied with for a while, amazing man. He was my guardian when I was writing the Great Mother Bible. I couldn't have written it without him, really.
Mm.
I really couldn't have. Um, he used to say that the Christed one removes the thorns from our hearts.
Mm-hmm.
And we in the Western culture, most of us, if not all of us, have wounded hearts from centuries and centuries of cultural conditioning and hurt,
Mm-hmm.
you know. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I love how in your book you talk about just inviting that frequency in, like we just did. And, the miracles, the magic, just it's really a matter of opening yourself, surrendering, and then trusting, right? I feel like this whole
Amen.
is just how much can I trust? How much can I surrender? And every time I do, it's like the next thing opens up
Mm-hmm.
that I could have
Mm-hmm.
never planned. Like,
Yeah.
you know, so
Yeah. And that's how we're meant to be living,
yeah.
especially as we are really shifting from the 3D to the 4D to the 5D during these times, is that we're meant to be living into a place of full surrender and total trust
Hmm.
and knowing that we are 100% taken care of and we're just weaving within Gaia's web of love. We're just weaving into it and around it and through it, and it's all weaving back through us. And, all the trees, the nature spirits, they're all waiting for us to catch up. They're
Mm,
waiting for us to join them.
yeah.
But we have to surrender and shed the cultural conditioning and heal the layers that, have been brought into us for how many, 5,000, 6,000 years of, I mean, as Earth Mother says in that book, the angry God religions.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I have two more questions, I think, unless
Okay.
one comes up.
No, go ahead.
Let me think. No, I just lost it.
That's
I feel like I'm getting more questions than I had. Um,
fine.
so talking about the Great Mother Bible, what advice do you have or any practices you had during that time it's like we're to the people who are sensitive and getting this information, how do you then get it out into writing or just expressing it out into the world? Do you have any thoughts on that you could share?
Well, the first thought is don't be afraid, because fear is really an illusion. And you are worthy, everyone is worthy of having someone else appreciate your writing or your creativity,
Mm,
And
mm,
even if they don't get it and they may judge you for it, this is the hard one, is don't take it personally because they're only coming from their lens, their world experience, and we're all different.
mhm,
But if you're writing from your heart and if it just blisses you out while you're doing it, then there's a frequency in that the world needs.
mm,
So blog, post on Facebook, write poetry, do it on Instagram. I mean, all the social media options these days are overwhelming to me. I mean, if I had an assistant putting it out there, I'm looking for funding, by the way, always looking for donations because the Great Mother Loveway is a nonprofit. Um, but then I would have these teachings and postings in places like TikTok and,
mhm,
where there's just a lot of people whose my universe doesn't overlap with theirs yet,
mhm.
but it
Yeah,
will in time. Yeah. But
yeah.
but that's to me the bottom line. If something really juices you and gives you joy. Or like me, you have mother going, do it.
I'm on the same page.
Make
Yeah,
that video now. Like
do it
yesterday, I
now.
ended
Yeah.
up, you know, I'm actually doing a big project right now. Do you want to hear what it is? It's like big, really
Yeah.
big. It just landed last week. Like, this is what you're doing. I'm like, oh boy, gulp. So, you know, this Starbucks logo?
Okay.
That's an actual goddess named Melusina.
Mm.
Yeah. And Melusina and I have been talking a little bit over the past few months. She came in when I organized the first Thousand Goddess Gathering in 2016, and she wanted to bless and be a part of the whole gathering and, all the goddesses coming together on the spirit plane and then goddesses in the physical. And but this time around, Mother's like, okay, now we're going to invite people all over the world to do pop-ups or flash mobs at Starbucks stores to love up the goddess who is there in their logo, to activate the goddess in the form of Melusina, who's loving this because she feels very ignored and a little unhappy how she's been made into a logo that's corporate and nobody
Yes.
remembers who she really is.
Wow.
Um, I had a long conversation with her yesterday morning. I mean, I love her. I
Yeah.
love her to bits. Um, but this will be happening after your summit comes out, but it'll be happening September 21st. And the invitation is to do it whenever. It's not restricted to that day, which by the way is an eclipse and a new moon. And
Mm.
Mother's like, this needs to happen before the Thousand Goddesses Gathering Water Love Day on October 25th, which is still before your summit. Um, but all of this is just to amplify, activate, amplify, and call in the divine feminine at a whole other level around the planet.
Mm.
And yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, wow.
Okay, well, this is my last question, I think. Um,
You can have more. We haven't
let's
gone
see.
to for an hour. I set aside an hour for you. So whatever you want to do, go ahead.
Okay, okay. I feel very connected to that goddess that you were just talking about. I was going to ask you to share some channeled message from the Great Mother. I feel like
Oh,
you can pick who it's from. That would be for, just holding this community in our hearts for a moment. It just, I don't know, like bringing them present in front of us. I feel like the women I work with and men that they are trying to dial in these new ways of being. Like I see them working with these maps, like they're creating the map and trying to navigate it at the same
uh-huh.
time. And I feel like they're so scared to express it out and share their visions, but I see the power of what they're creating.
Mm.
So what message could be shared around that or channeled right now? I'll just give you a moment and
Oh
see who comes
man,
forward.
I have to tune into what you just shared.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, you know what I'm hearing is be like water.
Mm,
Water flows and it flows around the stones, the boulders in the rivers. Water flows into the ground, it sinks down into the groundwater. It doesn't stop. And
mhm,
we're not meant to be static. So if somebody feels blocked or resistant, which believe me, I've been there, done that, did it like yesterday, we'll do it again, hopefully not too much, um, then just remember the wisdom of water. And Mother said to me a couple months ago, water is liquid love,
mhm,
you know? And so when we tap into that energy and invite ourselves to liberate ourselves from the rigidity that our society is really good at, then things will flow, bad pun, in many ways in our lives. And like Melusina, the goddess, the twin-tailed mermaid that is in the Starbucks logo, she gave me so much information yesterday. But one of the things she helped me, she actually said to me, she said, you were a mermaid. She said, you
mm,
need to remember this part of you because there's an aspect of you that's still a mermaid. And mermaids are always swimming,
mm,
they live in a watery environment. And the strongest part of their body is all in their lower abdominal area where our womb space is, you know?
Whoa.
You got it? You get it?
It just all connected.
Yeah, yeah. And so she said that you need to like
Mm.
swim through your day. And I find myself now, like in the morning when I got up this morning, I was dancing in front of the mirror, but I wasn't dancing. I was being a mermaid. I was just,
Hmm.
put my feet together and I'm just moving that energy like I'm moving through the water. And it's so freeing and flowing. And it's a 180-degree different energetic of sitting at my desk, boom,
Yeah.
in my mind. So, that's, I think, a powerful message. And
Hmm.
there's another thing I want to share from her. And again, this is after the fact because this will air after these two events this fall that Mother's keeping me very busy with. Um, and that is that when we start loving up Melusina in that logo and activating her, and she's already getting activated just by me talking about it and sharing it with others, and then the Great Mother Love team loving her up because that's a whole big spirit team there. And she's giggling right now. Uh, it energizes her and it energizes her kind. And they are a great multitude of nature spirit goddess beings and gods in the waters of the world. And when they get energized, they will start to do the work that they're here to do. And I don't like the word work, but
Hmm.
really amplify what their role is in the waters of the world. And that is to weave harmony. We've balance, we've songs, we've energy. They work with the dolphins, they work with the whales. They have great parties with the dolphins and the whales. I mean, it's like this whole smorgasbord of fun and activity and joy that has gotten diminished because one, the pollution in the waters of the world
Hmm.
affects them, but two, humans have forgotten they existed and we have fictionalized them and denigrated them, and that has weakened them. So
Hmm.
when this came through yesterday morning as a message from her, and this siren, it's like Starbucks siren love up day, really. And I'm going to be reaching out to Starbucks in the next week or so. I have a friend in Seattle who's got a friend who works in their marketing department. Go figure. Um, so so this is going to be a prelude or a precursor to Water Love Day in October. Now, to
Mm.
those listening right now, you can still be really involved. You can still go to a Starbucks store or see a Starbucks sign as you drive by, or find a Starbucks cup on the side of the road or in the trash can and love up that logo, love up that goddess because she's not just a logo. And
Wow.
she will feel the energy and she'll feel the love and it will continue to boost her. So this is really like a launch of a
Yeah.
huge campaign. And
Mm.
every time she's loved up more, then everywhere she is, she's emanating the divine feminine.
Wow. Yeah.
So as I'm saying that, I'm feeling this energy like, ooh,
Yeah. I know. Like we
you
gotta
know,
go and move
I
around.
know. So people who walk under a Starbucks sign will get a little subtle blessing.
I love that because they're everywhere.
They're everywhere.
Wow.
Yeah, you get it.
Yeah, no, that's and it's funny because water has come up as a huge like the theme of for me this year, really for the future at this point.
Hmm.
But for healing and expressing and really working with the water, being in the water.
Hmm.
I have this video I really want to shoot for this YouTube channel of the river here. We're in Ohio. I
Okay.
just love going to the river because it's like you're stepping into this flow that goes all around the world. It's you talk about it being like mother's bloodstream
Hmm.
book. And yeah, I see our creative energy that way as well. And that we get to tune into that love as we ground into the earth and then become channels.
Exactly.
Yeah, just let it
Yeah.
flow
I,
through.
I use the term luminous love nodes.
I
Uh-huh.
like that.
And then I have a friend who said, "Is that nodes or notes?" Because he's a musician. I'm like, oh,
Mhm.
brilliant.
Yeah.
Notes emanating like music vibrating out.
Yes. Well, and then okay, this I did think of one thing we didn't talk about.
Okay.
You have a free gift. Uh,
Yes.
yeah, it's
Yes.
Mother
It's
Love Chord activation.
yes. 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 So I think I mentioned earlier in our conversation about how Mother gave me that message in January of 2013 about how she missed all of our two-leggeds being sacredly connected with her.
Mm-hmm.
And so what the free gift is it's about 25 minutes. And then once you do it once, you can do a short version. But
Mm-hmm.
it's about connecting with Mother's heart by visualizing a love cord coming down your spine and down to your tailbone, and then dropping the end of it to Mother's heart. And then just this love exchange between you and her. And the meditation takes you into bringing her, inviting her to come into all the chakras in your body,
Mm-hmm.
and then connecting with Source, Great Mystery, and then bringing that incredible energy into your body and then through your chakras again. And it's just, it's people have done it and given me feedback like this was so healing. I was dealing with this health issue and I felt so much better afterwards. And because I consider Mother's love like the most powerful healing force, because she helped me heal from lymphoma without the doctors, you
Mm-hmm.
know. So yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm on my own healing journey with her, with thyroid things coming up after childbirth, and
Ah,
this book is very much part of my healing journey and her guidance of you need to do this to heal, to share.
just a thought for you is, trees are powerful healers.
Mm,
If you have a tree in your life, or go find one if you don't, that you really bond with, that it feels very warm and welcoming to you, ask permission to, lean against it. They're always moving energy. They
hmm
love to help us heal. And the trees are actually reaching out to us more these days, along with the nature spirits, because they know that we humans are going through a lot. So they're
hmm
extending themselves more, but we have to go out and ask first.
I feel that I need that reminder. We actually have a tree that we built our deck around. We have two massive trees in our backyard. And I feel, you know how they say that there's one tree that's the mother tree to the
Uh-huh.
trees around? I feel like the one that our deck is built around is the mother tree.
Ah,
Yeah. And they even have
cool.
like eyes, like it's yes, but that reminder is so helpful because I love how you were talking about the lymphoma and having this built up energy and emotion in us.
Mm-hmm.
It's we talk about like inflammation with food and everything, but I think
Yeah.
it's an inflammation with emotion
Yes.
and this need to give it back to the mother that she wants us. It reminds me of the trees, they take the air and make it breathable, and it's the same energetic exchange when you give that energy to the mother.
Yeah. It's always a reciprocation.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, it again gets into Gaia's web of love, because we inhale the tree's love in the form of oxygen, and we exhale CO2, which is love back to them. So
Mm-hmm.
they take that in for their growth, their photosynthesis. And it's true, they're always decomposing. It's so complicated, And I've connected with Mother Mushroom. She's a phenomenal spiritual being. The fungi world is
Yeah.
fundamental to life on Earth, and yet they do it quietly underground as a mycelia. It goes on and on. But for you in your health adventure, just a thought is love up the tree and ask for healing support,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes I'll just lay on our deck underneath them, and I just feel like they're holding me. And I love how it's, as big as their tree, their branches are, their roots are just as big
Yeah,
underneath. So it's this feeling of just really being held. And I even connect to them at nighttime and send them energy.
that's beautiful. But I really did have a tree say to me, because I got lymphoma again after that book came out. And
Oh,
Mother
I
at the
didn't know
time
that.
said, yeah, it was in 2020. And Mother said, this is just a bump in the road, that I have a lot more work to do here on the earthly plane. She says,
I
you're not,
feel
you're not
that too.
leaving anytime soon. I'm like, okay. It was great to have that, like, that message, because it gave me a lot more confidence about having to deal with getting sick again on that level.
Yeah.
But the tree, one of the trees in the backyard where I was living at the time in Maryland, it was this huge silver maple that was over the sacred fire circle that I'd been doing a lot of sacred fire
Mm,
ceremony. And that tree grew this incredibly healing mushroom, go figure, that I harvested and made into stew and ate for months and months as part of my healing process, because mushrooms are very healing medicinally. And if you're not looking into mushrooms, I would suggest you do for your healing. But the
Okay.
tree said to me, I want you to come and put your back on me. I am a healer for you. And I would do that almost every day. And the energy that the
Hmm.
tree was moving through me, because I gave it permission, and I love that tree. And it was like I was merging with the tree.
Yes.
And yet they want to help us, especially if you're so connected to Mother Gaia. They're like, oh yeah, we really, I mean, they love everyone, but it's like then you get little perks, little sparkles, if you really are surrendering to Mother to support her because they know
Yeah.
that and they want to support you. So just an
Yeah.
invitation to you.
No, I feel like I needed to hear that for sure. Yeah.
Cool. Wow.
Beautiful.
Any other questions?
I think that's everything that I want to share on this. Thank you so
Well, you're
much.
welcome. And I just want to leave people with this is that Mother loves us so much. It's beyond words. And
Hmm.
so her love and her energy is for everyone. But we need to ask for it. We need to open our hearts and connect with her.
Hmm.
And all of our ancestors did. We just lost our way.
Yeah.
And they again I do Gaia teachings are on my YouTube channel. I mean, there's a lot that people can tap into that I've been putting out. But this whole Starbucks thing, it's gonna be big.
I'm excited for that. Yeah. No, and it's the more I connect to her, I am just in awe of the amount of love that comes through and
Yeah,
what we can do with that love.
yeah, yeah. A
Yeah.
lot.
Yes. This conversation is part of the Right from the Heart retreat that I designed for the release of my new book, Rose Unfolding. You can click the links in the description below to sign up for the retreat and learn more about my new book. When you purchase the book, you'll get free access to the retreat, a meditation to activate your voice, and a playlist to support you and your voice in your next level of expression.